scared. Hello guys, welcome to another reading vlog. In today's reading vlog, I'm going to be reading 100 pages every day this week. And yeah, I think in my head this is easy because I'm currently doing 75 booked, which you read for an hour and a half every day. So that's already around 90 pages. So I thought, well, I'll do 100 to, just try and push myself a little bit more at least. However, I'm filming this introduction on Wednesday because as you'll see in Monday and Tuesday's clips, I was trying to get Harry Styles tickets on those 2 days, so I literally couldn't record anything because there was nothing to record. I was sat on my computer the whole day. But you will be glad to know that I have secured the tickets. And now the vlog will resume as normal. And first of all, let's check out my reading list for the reading vlog. We have The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I have been wanting to read this for so long. And it's only 200 pages-ish, so I'm gonna read this because it's gonna take me, 2 days? I'm gonna bang this out. Conversations with Friends. I don't know why I picked this one up. I just have been in the mood for a Sally Rooney book recently. And so by recently, I mean I just wanted to read this. I don't know, I have been kind of boycotting TBRs recently, because I think whenever I do have a set TBR for a month, I'm 9 times out of 10, I will completely abandon it. And that will just, in my head, get me angry that I didn't read the books that I wanted to read, because then it's like, oh, I'm setting myself back even further. However, because I'm doing the 75 book challenge, I'm not buying any new books, which means I am actually, if I do set a TBR, I have more of a chance of actually reading the books that I set, because I'm not randomly picking up books on the way. Anyway, and last but not least, and the book that started this week off, Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. Right. I've also finished Betty. I finished it last night. I did in fact read 200 pages yesterday, so that's actually way over my goal. But I had nothing else to do other than sit at my desk and wait for a very long queue to try and get Harry Styles tickets. Anyway, so let's talk about Betty right now. I think I've already read the quote on this back of this book, but I'm going to say it again. A page-turning Appalachian coming-of-age story told in undulating prose that settles right into you. I agree with this quote so much. The prose does settle into you. I felt alive reading this book. Betty is about a young girl called Betty who we follow from birth to 18 years old, and her family and her life as a Native American girl in 1960s Ohio. And it's a very moving story, and I would say the main focus is between Betty and her father's relationship, as she has a white mother but her father is Native American, and her siblings all present as white people. However, she is the child that looks most like her father, therefore she receives lots of verbal abuse and racism. And so we're going through that. At the same time, we see Betty's father, who is Cherokee, teach Betty about her heritage, about her ancestry, about who she is as a Cherokee Native American. And we see her love this about herself and then also hate it about herself because of how she's treated differently by these awful children in her school, and also the fact that she's a young girl in 1960s America. And obviously, women in this story are suffering no matter what. So that's another piece of conflict, is Betty is struggling with her gender, her race, and how society views her. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful book. I would recommend it to anyone, but also would recommend definitely read trigger warnings, because I kind of went into this a little bit blind, and there are a lot of topics in here that I didn't expect and that were very hard hitting and explicit that you will probably need to read. You probably need to know what you're getting into when picking this book up. One of my favourite quotes or passages from this book is on page 203, and it's Betty talking about when she used to go to the library, she was getting these books out, and she believed that her father had been born from the minds of writers, and she talks about all these writers: Agatha Christie, William Shakespeare, Emily Dickinson, John Steinbeck, Louisa May Alcott, all these authors who she resonates with her father because her father is a storyteller. He is just a ball of sunshine, and Betty's father is one of the most beautiful characters I've ever read. And this is like Betty and Betty's father were real people. Tiffany McDaniel wrote this book as kind of a letter to her mother, and in the acknowledgements we read that although Tiffany McDaniel never met her grandfather, she still is very... Yes, here we go. And though Landon died before Tiffany McDaniel was born, she would like to thank him for being the type of father who empowered and supported his daughters while carrying forth and celebrating the legacy of our family's Cherokee ancestors, leaving lasting ripples in our lives. I think that's so beautiful. This whole book is just a tribute to her mother and to her grandfather, and you can read that so well because although it is quite gritty and graphic, it's also beautiful and eye-opening and enlivening and a celebration of her Cherokee ancestors, and I think that is incredibly beautiful. And I cried at the end of this because of how it just is very touching. And I love Betty. I love Tiffany McDaniel. I don't know if she has any other books, but this is just an incredible book and I'll forever recommend it. The review is over of that. I think I am reading this next. Conversation with Friends. I have a little bit of a theme here with kind of yellow books. But yes. This week I have so far I've been to the library. Okay guys, update. I went to the library, my local library, for the first time since I was a child today, because I was like, what am I doing? I need a local library card. Come on. So I got a library card and I was checking out their book selection, and they have really a very big selection. I, in my head, thought it would be a very tiny library, and it's not. It's got loads of books. So once this week is over, I think I'm going to be checking some books out from that library, and I just love libraries so much. I think they are one of the best things to ever exist, because what do you mean? I can get a book for free, read it for free, and then I just give it back and someone else reads it for free. Literally, my college library had a book that was at the front was checked out from 1980 something, and I was like, that's crazy. I have this book in my hands right now in 2025, and someone had that in their hands in 1984 or whatever. Incredible. I love libraries. Anyway, tomorrow, me and my sister are going to go for a walk in a lovely park, and you will come along with me for that. I also went to a cafe today that I was going to read that with my sister, but then she decided she was not in the mood for reading. So I read the first page of this, and I'm going to have to reread it again because she was talking to me at the same time. Anyway, Sunday, I'm going to IKEA because I'm changing my desk in my room so I'm upgrading my PC, and I'm getting a new monitor. I just need to get everything off my desk. I'm getting drawers, basically. That's my main goal for that trip. It's a very chill week. I have had this week planned for this vlog for a while because it's my week of work. And to be fair, I might end up upping this to 150 pages a day. Who knows? I think, actually, we'll just set a baseline 100 because I've been doing that. And if I read over, then I read over. But yes, these are the 2 books I want to finish by the week's end. And I believe I will, because they are very achievable books. Let's get on with it. is Monday the 26th, and that means I was on Ticketmaster the whole day trying to get Harry Styles tickets. Was I successful? No. Were 2 dates, however, added to the tour for London? Yes. So now I have an extra 2 chances of getting the tickets tomorrow. So today and tomorrow's sections of this vlog might be a little bit sparse, but I'm still going to try my best. I have been planning on filming this video this week for a while, so I'm not going to change that. However, it might look a little bit different to how I wanted to, which is unfortunate. Anyway, let's get into it. I am reading 100 pages this week every day. I'm currently reading Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. This prose is in my blood. I am so in this novel right now. It's like a roller coaster of emotions. I feel so much for Betty. I just think this might be one of my favourite books this month, or obviously I can't say of the year yet because it is only January, but I have read some incredible books this month. I have also read Hamnet, which is one of my favourite books ever, and also the film I watched this month. Don't even talk to me about that film. I was in ruins after that. Anyway, so yes, I started on page 165, currently on page, oh my god, I was looking ahead then, currently on page 193. So I do have still around 70 pages to go. I will update you I probably will update you tomorrow now. So yeah, see you tomorrow, and hopefully when I see you tomorrow, I will have Harry Styles tickets. I have reached 100 pages in, to be precise 105, on chapter 13 of Conversations with Friends. And my thoughts so far, so the main character is Frances. We are following her and her best friend Bobby, who are 21-year-old college students, and they have met this woman called, is it Melissa? They've met this woman called Melissa, who is a well-known journalist, and who is interviewing them or getting to know them because they perform poetry together. Melissa has a husband called Nick, who's an actor, and this is where things start getting messy, guys, because obviously spoilers are ahead if you haven't read this. Frances and Nick have kissed, and now they're engaging in an affair, and I'm kind of slightly uncomfortable because there was some previous email exchange between Frances and Nick is 32, Frances is 21. Okay, and Nick was like, let me find it because I actually felt a little bit sick to my stomach. Oh, here it is. Oh my god, okay. Page 44 if you're interested. I said, stop emailing me at 3:34am then, in brackets, don't actually. He replied, me email a 21-year-old in the middle of the night? I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do that. I had a physical reaction to that, a physical repulsion to that. Oh my god, I actually feel like I want to crawl out of my skin, and I'm annoyed that I've just read that again because, oh my god, that? Absolutely not. Who do you think you are writing that? Makes me actually sick to my stomach. I like Frances. I think I can relate to her in some ways. Nick is making this book sickening. don't like Bobby. Well, no, I do, but I feel like Francis is who I'm siding with the most right now, which is probably who you're supposed to be siding with. Um, but Francis, I get Francis, but it's like, oh my god, can we? I don't know. I just hate Nick. He's literally 32-year-old man. This is like me. Like I just don't understand that like men like that who seek out women 10 years younger than them, and then it's because they're so emotionally immature. Anyway, this is not a discussion about age gaps, but I am just kind of uncomfortable about that. But you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. It's a very different pace from Betty, and I might read a few more pages later because I am enjoying this. I do love Sally Rooney. I've read Normal People before. I read that a couple, maybe 2.5 years ago. I read Normal People for the first time. Tried to watch the show, got a little bit nervous about watching that because there was a lot of exposure of the human body in that. However, the book was really good. I know Joe Alwyn is Nick in this TV show, and the main girl, Frances, is the girl who's in Saltburn, who really actually looks like Jessie Buckley. But yeah, so I don't know. I might watch the first episode of that tonight because I think I'm well into the first episode in terms of the book. So that'll be fun. See what the TV show is like. I actually might watch a stage production of A Midsummer Night's Dream because I've been meaning to read that because I want to try and read a Shakespeare play every month, which when I say that is kind of ambitious, so I might try and do a Shakespeare play every 2 months because I haven't studied Shakespeare in soon to be a year, and that is dangerous territory going straight back in like that. And so I think I might start to watch a stage production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, so then I can start to read the play and then have an idea. So I've got a clearer idea of what's going on. I studied A Midsummer Night's Dream in year 7, but you know that was too long ago, and I know the premise of it. But I fear just diving straight in is going to confuse me, and I need to have. And Shakespeare should be watched, not solely read. So it is a play after all. So I think I want to do that. That's my update, and I'll see you either later, but I'll probably see you tomorrow. At this rate, I will film when I'm at the park tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's good. I think it will be all right. But yeah. Hello, it is Friday. I think the last time I spoke to you was Wednesday. Yesterday I went to Bradgate Park, and you should have seen some clips of that, and it was glorious. The weather, it was very, very cold, but the weather was perfect. It was so gothic and atmospheric, and I was just thinking like, wow, I'm so glad. Oh my god, and we saw so many deer. Like, there was this stag, I think. I think a stag is a male deer. We saw this stag with the most such huge antlers, and it kept like staring in my direct. Well, not in. Well, I say in my direction, just across the river. It was looking at the people, and oh my god, it was quite scary, but also it was just so cool to see deer. I used to go to that park all the time when I was younger, and I always saw deer there. But I just think it's so fun to go back and still see that it's exactly the same. It's just as beautiful, and I love that park so much. However, reading updates. I finished Conversations with Friends. Can I just say, this took me, what, a day to read? I read 100 pages on Wednesday, and then like 200 pages yesterday. I was addicted. I inhaled this. I think this is an incredible book. I think anything Sally Rooney writes, I will love. I think I said that I have read Normal People before, and I read that or 2.5 years ago, and I think I will definitely have to read that again. But in terms of what I know, I liked this more than Normal People, which might be an unpopular opinion because I know everyone like will go to bat for Normal People, but this, I will go to bat for this. I've resonated a lot with Francis's character, which I didn't expect. Um, yeah, I you can't really tell, but I am watching the TV show. I'm on episode 9, so I was watching it last night, and yeah, I think because we were seeing this book through Francis's perspective, we weren't criticizing Nick enough, and obviously I understand that she wouldn't be criticizing him, or it's just the age gap is what concerns me, and I know this is the first person, okay, it's kind of unreliable narrator a little bit in the terms that she is not blaming Nick in any way, shape, or form for this relationship, which she should definitely be, as she's 21 and he's 32. However, the whole the book as a whole, I just love literary fiction, and I think any book like this that is just a book about normal people living a life, but it kind of gets a little bit complicated because of relationships, I love. Because I wrote this in my reading journal review, is that I can, if I'm reading a fantasy book, yeah, I might be able to relate to one of these monstrous fantasy figures because of the emotion and feeling that they are also feeling. But relating to a character in a book like this just makes me feel so much more comfort. I feel like relating to a normal character just makes me more hopeful and makes me feel like everything's gonna be fine. Other people feel like this, other people know what it is to feel like this, and it's normal. It's not an abnormal situation to feel. It's normal to feel, and we're all human. So just give me give, give me a break. But yeah, I actually haven't even started reading The Catcher in the Rye yet, and it is, what time is it? It is 4:20. I'm gonna start The Catcher in the Rye, and yeah, I will probably speak to you again tomorrow with an update on how this is going. Hello. It is Saturday evening. I, yet again, have not filmed too much today, and I want to blame that on things getting in the way, which partly they have, because tomorrow I'm going to IKEA because I need to make some upgrades in my room, one of them being a new bookshelf, which I'm very excited for. And I'm also getting new things for my desk, slash, surrounding my desk. So I have had to move my desk, and that took up some time. because we kind of did that spontaneously. And then I've just eaten and I'm in bed and I have read 17 pages of The Catcher in the Rye. And I've got a confession, okay? I did not read anything yesterday, which I am forgiving myself for because I have read 200 pages on Thursday and also Tuesday, I think. So I've actually read over what I wanted to initially read each day. So it's actually okay, guys. It's actually fine. Forgive me, please. But I am going to try and get to page 100 tonight of this because I need to stick to my goals, okay? At least then we'll be back on track. Either way, what I'm saying is I don't even know what my point is here actually. I have kind of been enjoying this. I think wait, when actually did this get published? Because I was thinking what kind of language is going on here. Yeah, this was published in 1958. I was onto something when I said this sounded like the 60s, because it kind of is. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on so far. I mean, I'm hardly in it. I know that Holden Caulfield is getting kicked out of school, and he's been kicked out of 2 schools previously, and he doesn't really care. And he's not got a very good attitude towards life or school or anything. He doesn't even care about his future. So that's where we're at. And you know what? He's 17 as well. So it's like, okay, it's the 1950s. He's 17. What is there to live for, really? I mean, I reckon it was quite rough back then. It's rough now, to be honest, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, Cold War that was going on in 1950s to 60s. Anyway, I don't know if that's relevant. Kind of probably is if it's in America. Anyway, this is where we're at. I'm not feeling any immediate grip to it, but it is what it is. I'm very intrigued by the writing style because I've never read a book with a narrator who's acted like this before. So that's fun and interesting. But yeah, I feel like that's all I can update you on right now. Is that I'm on page 17. I will see you tomorrow. Hello, it is Monday, and I fear I fear the latter end of this vlog is a little bit haphazard. I think choosing The Catcher in the Rye for one of my books in this TBR was a very disastrous choice because I have attempted to read this before and I wasn't too enthralled by the writing. So picking this up when I have to read 100 pages a day is just not. It's not going to work. So I'm here to tell you that the week is over, the challenge is over, but I have failed it. And I am accepting that because 2 days I did read 200 pages, so I went above and beyond for those. However, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, really, I let myself down with The Catcher in the Rye. I've got 28 pages into this book. I think really choosing this as choosing it in my TBR was a very bad choice because it doesn't grip me the way these other 2 books have, and it doesn't flow as easy as the other 2 books have, so I wasn't able to just pick it up and read 100 pages of it. I had no desire to read it. So yeah, I think when I do this again, I'm gonna need to pick some books that I definitely know have flow and that I really want to read. I kind of just picked this up because I've been meaning to read it, and I think I'm gonna keep it in my reading pile, but I will be reading other books before I pick that up currently. Anyway, let's do a little wrap up, round up, and end to this vlog because I think it's been fairly successful if you don't think about The Catcher in the Rye. We started off this week with Betty. This is one of the best books I've ever read, and for that I'm incredibly grateful, and I will forever recommend this. I have spoken a lot about this, so I won't go too much into it, but just know that this is an incredible book that everybody should read. And then of course I read Conversations with Friends. Yeah, also absolutely love this. Sally Rooney is just a force to be reckoned with, really. Other things I did this week, you will have seen me go to Bradgate Park. I went to IKEA yesterday. I actually ended up not vlogging that at all because I was scared. And it just felt unnatural to do so because we were in and out of IKEA. Okay, I will probably film another video because I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't because you have never seen my desk before, really. But I have moved my desk and I'm in the process of upgrading my PC and my desk space. So I think I might start another video or begin to have progress with another video of upgrading and updating my desk space because I am very happy with it right now and I've still things to purchase to upgrade. Like I have my main goal of this is to upgrade my PC. Anyway, let's not get too much into that. What I'm trying to say is I didn't film at IKEA and I didn't really film Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, this last end of the vlog is a little bit weak. I'm sorry for that, but guys, this is fine. This is like my first slash only YouTube video ever, so it will be fine. This is like my first try at this kind of vlog, so they will get better in the future. It's not natural yet for me to pick up my phone and film myself to talk about books in this long form style yet, so just know it will get better. But yes, I think that's it for this vlog really, and I hope to see you in my next videos, and if you liked it then let me know. So yeah, goodbye. If this ad has been going on the whole time, I'm going to be so annoyed. I hope that wasn't really on at the end. That's really embarrassing.